New York State horse racing is among the best in the world. The best owners and trainers, the best jockeys and drivers, the best venues and fans, and of course, the best horses. Hi, I'm Larry Colmus, track announcer for the New York Racing Association, and I'd like to show you how we take care of these horses in New York. The horse racing industry is like no other. People from all over the world strive to be a part of this storied tradition, and once they experience it, they're often hooked.
I got into it because I really liked drinking and gambling, and that was the beginning of it. And I thought if I went to find out more about horses, I would become a better gambler. And then, as luck would have it, it didn't improve my handicapping at all, but I totally fell in love with the horses.
Michael Blowen founded Old Friends in 2003 as a retirement home for thoroughbred horses. Today, his facilities in Kentucky and Saratoga Springs are home to more than 160 horses whose racing days are behind them.
These are great athletes, and they deserve everything that we can possibly give them, whether they're racing or whether they're retired.
Old Friends is just one of several viable places where horses can go once their racing days are over. Organizations across New York work together to ensure horses have opportunities for second careers, private adoption, or retirement at safe facilities, all with the goal of promoting responsible retirement and aftercare of racehorses. Part of the responsibility of the owner, trainer, and other connections is to understand the life cycle of the horse. Racehorses are foaled, raised, trained, and begin their racing careers by the age of 2. They have an average lifespan of 30 years, most of which occur well after their racing careers end. The thoroughbred, on average, races until the age of 7, while a standardbred usually races until the mandatory retirement age of 15. 15 to 23 years of a racehorse's life is spent off the track. Part of being a responsible horse owner is simply being involved.
Learn about how to really take care of this horse. Plus, it increases your enjoyment of the sport. If you're just going to the races on Saturday and hope to get your picture taken in a winner's circle, that's a lot of fun. It is. It's only happened to me a couple of times, but it's really, really a lot of fun. But even more than that, it's fun to come to the barn in the morning, see the horse. You might irritate the trainer a little, but that's all right. He's your horse. Irritate the trainer.
Speaking of trainers, Nick Zito is a Hall of Fame trainer and lifelong New Yorker who goes extra lengths to ensure horses under his care end up in safe places after they leave the track.
Yeah, I think a racehorse is not only a personal investment, a financial investment, but it's definitely a personal investment.
Nick's stable employs a unique approach. He puts stickers on the foal papers identifying his stable so that future owners have somewhere to turn to make sure the horse ends up in a safe home. Jack Knowlton of Saratoga Stables, which owns Kentucky Derby winner Funny Side, worked on a state task force to study where horses end up after racing.
Things have changed a lot now, and I think particularly on the thoroughbred side, it's an awful lot of interest and commitment on the part of the industry to make sure that there are no bad endings for the thoroughbreds.
As more attention has been brought to equine aftercare, more resources have come with it. For smaller aftercare operations, however, it's all hands on deck to take care of these retired athletes. Kelly Holt from Sunshine Horses in central New York fully understands this. For these farms to succeed, they need help from within and beyond the industry.
We get a lot of our monthly money on sponsorships, and when I say sponsorship is that certain horses have sponsors that pay from $75 to $200 a month for the care of that animal. And that's where we get a majority of it. We do get, especially around Christmas time, a lot of people give in-kind gifts to Sunshine. We do fundraising. We're having a huge annual open house, and we do get a lot of money from there. And the tracks do support us somewhat. But everything is basically mom and dad writing checks for, birthday parties if they are here. And I write checks. I sponsor a horse monthly, and that's where we get a lot of our revenue. Nothing else comes but 100% donations.
Lisa Malloy manages rerun thoroughbred adoption in East Greenbush, where they retrain, rehome, and put up for adoption retired horses.
There are programs for older war horses, there are programs for broodmares, there are programs for permanent sanctuaries, and then there's programs like us that retrain and rehabilitate for second careers. So there's plenty of options out there, but for those options to be viable and continue to be viable, they do need funding and they do need the support.
So how can one plan for this? Owners of racehorses should be prepared to contribute to a horse's aftercare. Think of it as a pension plan for the horse.
The first thing that you should do is start a Social Security or a 401k for your horse. Put away a little, all the money you have. When they go to the sale and they've got all the money's flowing now, the horse is 2 years old, they're excited, this is their Derby prospect, everybody's going in, let's go. They're bidding a lot of money on these really well-bred horses. Just take a little bit of that and put it away.
Andy Belfiore and Rick Schosberg run the Take the Lead and Take Two second career programs at the New York Racing Association tracks, including Belmont, Aqueduct, and Saratoga. To support their and others' efforts, many sales companies, individual tracks, and other organizations that collect fees from owners and trainers in turn contribute to aftercare organizations.
Whether they know it or not, everybody who's involved in owning a thoroughbred is feeding into this pension plan. And they can do over and above that too for an individual.
For thoroughbreds, one of the most significant recent developments has been the establishment of the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, or TAA. This nonprofit makes sure that organizations taking in horses are safe and have adequate resources to properly care for them.
They accredit the organization so that you know that the organization you're working with is doing everything right. From their financials to the state of their facility to how they care for the horses, everything is done to, best that can be done.
The TAA also brings much needed cohesion to the issue of aftercare and fairly distributes donated funds to accredited organizations. So, besides contributing money to accredited organizations, what more can we as an industry do to take care of these animals? Turns out, quite a lot.
And when a horse does have a problem, or it gets, let's say, in the claiming race, which obviously a lot of horses can't run in, superior races, high-class races, stake races, they follow them. They follow them. That's the responsibility. That's the personal responsibility. They follow them.
When it comes time for a horse to move on to a new owner or an aftercare facility, good veterinary records are essential, not only to protect the horse, but to also prevent unnecessary treatments or tests.
Tell us exactly what you know about the horse. We only what was in the best interest of the horse to begin with. So you being completely honest with us with what its injury was or what its problems were is only going to help us get that horse either a sanctuary or the right home.
Of course, part of the responsibility we all share is to know about the various programs both in and beyond New York State. From placement programs like Take the Lead and Take Two, to temporary retraining and rehoming facilities like New Vocations and Rerun, to full retirement farms and sanctuaries like Old Friends and Equine Advocates, to adoption centers such as the Finger Lakes Thoroughbred Adoption Program, Aikendale Thoroughbred Rescue, and Sunshine Horses. There are many great organizations and people dedicated to finding good homes for the horses that do so much for all of us.
You come to us, one-stop shopping, we'll find the horse a placement, and if you can donate, that's fantastic.
Aikendale Thoroughbred Rescue is located on 1,000 acres of pristine land in Pauling, on the estate of legendary horseman John Hettinger.
Yes, we welcome people to come, and they can come and visit and learn the history of Aikendale and just see the facility and how well the horses look and how well they're taken care of.
Up the road in East Greenbush is Rerun, a retraining and adoption center that, along with New Vocations, works closely with NYTHA's Take the Lead and Take Two programs.
We average around 100 horses a year that we try to take in. Our main intake is directly from the track, either via the New York Horseman program or from trainers directly.
The Finger Lakes Thoroughbred Adoption Program is a unique operation given its location. Founder Wanda Policini established the facility out of a long-standing concern for the care of the animals.
It's great. It is great to be able to lead your horse from the backside over here. That's one of the best things about our program, and we are still the only one that's located on the physical racetrack.
Old Friends is a showcase for responsible horse retirement. The residents here, many of them famous thoroughbreds, are truly retired and spend their days enjoying the pasture.
I mean, it's just an amazing group. And as I said, I wasn't starstruck around the movie people, but I'm completely starstruck around these animals. They're just unbelievable. And I'm in love with them. I just can't help it.
On average, there are 27,000 thoroughbred starters in New York State. But most people probably don't realize that there are 3 times as many standardbred starters in the state. Harness horses that may not receive the fame and notoriety of their thoroughbred cousins also need care after their racing days are over. Sunshine Horses in Central New York is a program specializing in standardbreds. Their motto is helping horses, helping people.
It's our goal to find the right adapter. Whatever they're looking for, a standardbred can do it. It's just which standardbred.
Racehorses have skill sets that are tailor-made for second careers. That's why it's important that owners, trainers, and all connections work together to make sure a horse is healthy and responsibly retired so that it has the opportunity to thrive in another line of work. Second careers can include serious work, such as working as police mounts, performance, such as show and jump competitions, or recreation, such as trail riding. In the end, all participants in the horse racing industry have a duty to look after these animals that provide us with so much entertainment and take steps to ensure that they have a safe and comfortable life both on and off the track.
If you're going to do something to a horse, make sure it's in the horse's best interest. And if you think that what you're going to do to that horse is in the horse's best interest, then go ahead and do it. But if it's not, don't. It's a very simple way to do it, but I think it's a good rule.
New York's horse racing is second to none because as an industry, we know these horses that give their very best deserve our very best in return. Consider the horse's lifespan and take steps to learn about the resources available when getting into the racing game. Let's continue to be a model for the rest of the world and work together to make sure these athletes are treated with the best care for their entire lives. I'm Larry Colmus, and thanks for watching.